So I just want to thank everybody for coming out today for our International Overdose Awareness Day event. Today when we come together to observe International Overdose Awareness Day, this is a day of remembrance, reflection, and action. As we stand united in this important cause, we acknowledge the profound impact of overdose on individuals, families, and communities around the globe. This day serves as a stark reminder of the lives lost, the families shattered, and the urgent need for compassion and change. Over the past decade, we have witnessed a dramatic increase in overdose death. According to recent statistics from the World Health Organization, nearly 500,000 people die each year due to drug overdose across the world. But behind these numbers are real people: mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, friends, and neighbors, each with their own story, dreams, and aspirations. Every life lost is a tragedy that resonates deeply within our communities. International Overdose Awareness Day is not just about mourning those we have lost, it's a call to action. It challenges us to confront the stigma that surrounds addiction. For far too long, the conversation around substance use disorders has been marred by judgment and misunderstanding. Stigma breeds silence, making it difficult for individuals to seek the help that they need. We must create a culture of openness and acceptance where people feel safe to share their struggles without fear of being ostracized. Education is one of the most powerful tools we have in this fight against overdose. By equipping ourselves and our communities with knowledge, we can save lives. Understanding the signs of an overdose and knowing how to respond effectively can mean the difference between life and death. One critical resource in the fight is naloxone, a medication that can reverse the opioid overdose. We must advocate for wider access to naloxone, ensuring that it's available in our communities, schools, and homes. Moreover, we must emphasize the importance of different harm reduction strategies. These approaches focus on minimizing the negative consequences of substance use. These are things like naloxone, MOUD medications, SSPs, and access to mental health services, and this is all vital to addressing the overdose crisis. We must support policies that promote these initiatives and recognize that recovery takes many different forms. As we reflect on the lives lost to overdose, we must also celebrate the resilience of those who have overcome addiction. Recovery is possible, and many individuals, such as a lot of y'all here today, are living proof that change can happen. They inspire us with their stories of triumph and strength, reminding us that hope exists even in the darkest of times. We must amplify their voices and share their experiences to encourage others to seek help. Today, as we wear our purple ribbons in honor of those we have lost, let us also commit to making the difference. And we have purple ribbons back here that everybody here can put on today. I lost the slide. So in addition, let us take a moment to acknowledge the healthcare professionals, first responders, and community organizations who tirelessly work on the front lines of this crisis. Their dedication, empathy, and commitment to saving lives are commendable. They remind us that while the road to recovery can be challenging, it can also be filled with hope. So in conclusion, as we gather here today, let's honor the memory of those we have lost and stand in solidarity with those who continue to struggle. Let us be advocates for change, champions of compassion, and voices of hope. Together we can break the cycle of addiction, save lives, and build a future where everyone has access to the support they need to thrive. I want to thank everybody for their commitment to this cause, for being here today, and for your dedication to making a difference in the lives of individuals and families that are affected by addiction. Together we can create a world where overdose is no longer a silent epidemic, but a challenge that we can overcome. And so we've got a lot of different resources here today. Everybody walk around, check out the different tables. We've got naloxone over here if anybody needs naloxone. Fentanyl test strips, xylazine test strips, we've got it over here. And then this board back here, this is our remembrance wall. So we've got the purple cards in memory of for individuals that have been lost to overdose. And then we've got the white cards in awareness of for individuals that have survived overdose. If you're not comfortable putting your name there, it's okay to put initials. And then we've got our ribbons here for Overdose Awareness Day. If everybody wants to put one of those on and wear those around today in remembrance. And so at this time, I'd like to bring up Mayor Guess. He's going to read our proclamation and do our proclamation sign for us.
First step in curing the problem is admitting you have one. And that's not just as individuals, but that is as a county, a state, and a nation. So I think as you see more and more people that show interest, that show the willingness to help, that creates results. You got to have interest, and you got to have a willingness to lend a helping hand. A lot of that is what this is about. Another big part is education. We need to really make a strong effort, in my opinion, to educate our young people to prevent a problem before we have one. That's a big, big deal to me. Just like, somebody probably taught you when you were little not to stick your finger in a light socket. It's the same philosophy. We really need to target our school-age children, third graders and up, for my money. So, if there's no demand, there won't be a supply. That's the oldest law of economics. So we have to work on it from that end. Because just standing up and shaking your finger at somebody and saying, don't do that, we all know that's not going to work. You have to give people reasons why not to. And the reasons are different probably a little bit at one age to adulthood. But thank everybody for being here. Whereas International Overdose Awareness Day is a global event held on the 31st of August each year, it aims to raise awareness of overdose and reduce stigma of drug-related death. And whereas in 2022, 3,826 Tennesseans lost their lives to drug overdose according to the Centers for Disease Control. And whereas community-based organizations and grants in Franklin County can provide access to prevention, treatment, and recovery resources such as access to education, access to treatment, and access to naloxone, which is proven to reduce the prevalence of drug overdose in a non-judgmental manner, thereby reducing the harms associated with ongoing substance abuse. And whereas we encourage relatives and friends of people who use drugs to implement preventative measures, recognize the signs of overdose, and be prepared to respond with naloxone and support their loved ones in accessing appropriate treatment medications and recovery support services, as overdoses are preventable and recovery is possible. And whereas that we acknowledge the grief felt by families and friends remembering those who have died or had permanent injury resulting from a drug overdose. And whereas we recognize that International Overdose Awareness Day is one opportunity to remember community residents, friends, family that have been lost to overdose death and promote strategies that can prevent future overdose deaths. And whereas we recognize the National Recovery Month increases awareness and understanding of substance abuse disorders, reduces stigma for people who have a substance use disorder, and celebrates people in recovery. And whereas I invite all residents of Franklin County to participate in International Overdose Awareness Day on August 31st, 2024, and National Recovery Month, September 2024. Therefore, I do hereby proclaim Saturday, August the 31st, 2024, as International Overdose Awareness Day, and September 24 as National Recovery Month. We call upon our communities to observe these occasions with compelling programs and events that support this year's observance. Thank you.